to DESCareers, everybody. I'm so excited to bring another amazing guest to our DESCareers Spotlight Series. Today brings Chloe Griffin, the owner of Chloe Blue Divers. She's based here in Dubai and offers customers PADI scuba diving courses, both here and across the Emirates. Welcome, Chloe. How are you today?
Yeah, good, thank you. Thanks for inviting me on this.
It's so exciting to have you here. I know that diving is not just, you know, something that most people do. It's something that so many people aspire to do, and it brings out so many strengths in people. And it's an amazing hobby to have that, you know, captures the essence of living in the Emirates. And so it's so great to have you join us today. I know that Chloe Blue Divers is a new enterprise, so it's always exciting to learn about these new budding enterprises here in the Emirates. So talk to us a little bit about what made you open up a company called Chloe Blue Divers, and why diving?
Well, basically, I mean, scuba diving is quite a male-dominated industry. And with the concept of Chloe Blue Divers is that, I mean, I want to encourage all females to get involved as well. So really kind of boost their confidence into scuba diving. I mean, seeing creatures that you wouldn't see anywhere else in the world, and just creating a space where girls feel confident around diving.
Amazing. Would you say that this was something that you always thought you wanted to do? Was this something that you were always dreaming about, or did this career journey kind of come up one day as an opportunity?
It's quite interesting. So I started diving when I was 10 years old. And that was due to my parents. They were into it, and it was a great family bonding hobby. And basically, I started my open water. I then did my PADI advanced. So there's steps that you do in scuba diving. And then when I was about 14, I did my rescue diving course. And then I couldn't actually do my dive masters until I was 18. So it kind of like I just did loads of diving trips and got my experience built up. And then I went to university in the UK. I studied marketing, and I kind of my diving kind of halted for about 10 years. Being in the UK, I'm not exactly, I don't like the cold water. So that kind of stopped. And then I went into marketing, excelled there, was in exhibitions and conferences. And then I was at that point where actually I just wanted to change everything up. And I was speaking to a digital marketing person, and they were I think in Thailand or somewhere, living the dream. And I was like, wait a second, like, why am I not doing something that I really enjoy? So I basically came to Dubai, and I did my PADI dive master. And then I went to Thailand and did my instructor course. Came to Dubai and decided to open up my own thing and really encourage everyone to start exploring the ocean, and also encouraging or being aware of the environmental impact as well. And that's a key thing, making sure like people are aware about what their waste, plastic, to produce it. And I think when you go scuba diving, it makes you really aware of like what we're chucking into the ocean, and just being more mindful of that.
Wow, what a journey, Chloe. So here you were, a 10-year-old, you started your diving journey, obviously fell in love with it, kept going. Something that started family team building became your today career. And not only career, you've also invested in an organization of your own, and you've set up this company. How would you say this journey has been for you in terms of setting up a business? And I'll tell you why I ask you that question, because a lot of young people look to entrepreneurs like yourself and think, wow, you know, if they did it, I'm going to do it. It can't be that difficult to do. And I think sometimes young people don't really have that behind the scenes. So how would you describe your experience today as the owner of a business that you absolutely love to do? You love diving, love this education of the environment, you know, looking at the creatures under the sea and working with people. But what's it like for you in terms of being a business owner?
I mean, it's a lot of hard work. It's kind of a 24/7 job, especially as a startup. Like, you really, and also it's with scuba diving, it's not like you have weekend breaks at all. So you don't, it's not a 9-to-5 job, basically. It's you know, it's very seasonal sometimes as well. Like, you get the high seasons, the low seasons. I mean, starting up, I mean, there's a lot of paperwork with like any company, but I think if you've got a good support network and just keep asking loads of questions to everyone, to the whole industry, like anyone you speak to, whether it's a bit, just, you know, it might not even be in scuba diving, but just general, like anyone that started up a company, just ask them like what they've done with licensing, what they've done with accounting. So there's all these aspects really, and it's best just to, like, literally anyone with a specialty, just keep asking them loads and loads of questions and really get like an idea of what you're getting yourself into.
And that's what it's really about. So let's go back to, you mentioned that you studied marketing at university. What did that teach you that you have found really useful in your new role as the owner of Chloe Blue Divers?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think with marketing, obviously, scuba diving is very visual. What creatures you're going to see underwater, the equipment aspect, so that you can go quite far in terms of like what to promote in social media and stuff, like quick tips on clearing your mask and stuff like that. So it's just creating a really good content plan that you can push out there. So I think social media is definitely one of them. Website, obviously with marketing, we had to like build websites and update the CMS systems, the back end of website. So it's getting to know all that. So it's quite handy that I already know that. Email marketing as well, and getting people signed up to like a monthly newsletters. Loads really. I think just creating like urgency, that sort of thing. I think marketing it just helps with everything, to be honest. It's one of those areas where, oh, that doesn't
What would you say
but yeah,
is a typical day for you, from the moment you lift your head off your pillow to the moment you put your head back on that pillow? What's it like to be the owner of a company?
I think at the start of the day, I create to-do lists in terms of operations, marketing, accounting. That's today's list, for example. So in terms of operation, getting in touch with the students or the customers that want to go on diving trips, making sure they know what time their boat is arriving, do they need equipment, don't they need equipment. So there's a lot of like operational things that you need to get prepared before you start the dive. Marketing, so today's like Sunday, so I'm going to create like a whole content plan for my social media, create a blog post for my website, that sort of thing. So just creating ideas. for the rest of the week, and also sorting out all the accounts, the inputs, outputs, etc.
That's just today. Wow, that's quite a lot. And I think young people don't realize all that work that goes behind this title of founder and owner of a company.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not just we're going scuba diving and having fun, which is the main thing. Like, obviously, like, it's great, and that's why I do it, but there's a lot of like background to it as well.
What would you say would be your top 3 tips to any young person wanting to own their own business?
Make sure you have a good support system. I think, I mean, I'm quite lucky. My parents are super supportive of the idea. Or if you've got friends or anyone, just have like a good kind of network that you can kind of bounce ideas off, and stuff. I think definitely some knowledge of business helps. Just the structure, creating a good business plan before you start, so you exactly know like what your aim is, what your mission statement is, etc. And have fun, and try not to if things aren't going your way, just keep going, keep persevering.
That's the key, isn't it? That perseverance. It's that, just every day doing something to keep you going and stay committed. What's your driving force behind Chloe Blue Divers?
My driving force. I guess for me,
That's okay.
What's my driving
force? On those days where you're like, oh my goodness, it's so hard, I can't do this today. What keeps you motivated?
I think for me, I need structure to keep me motivated. And also, I think when you see one of the most rewarding things, I guess, is seeing students like overcome their challenges with scuba diving, especially. So we run like Discover Scuba Diving courses and open water courses, and they're beginner level, and they're normally terrified of thinking about breathing underwater with this like weird equipment that they don't know if they can trust or not. So I think just getting them past that fear and just taking it really slowly, and when they actually overcome that fear, it's really rewarding, and I think that's what keeps me going.
Amazing. Chloe, let me take you back to when you were a secondary student. Do you remember what you were thinking about doing in your future career?
As a secondary student, I really enjoyed marketing, so I think that was an area that I knew I wanted to do. I think the benefit now is that I can do marketing with my scuba diving company, which is great. I think marketing your own business, you just generally feel a lot more passionate about everything, and you always just want to put 100% into it. So yeah.
But tell us a little more about the packages that you offer. What are the age groups that you work with, and if we wanted to, sign up, how would we do that?
So I am part of the PAD. So I'm a PADI open water diving instructor. So for PADI, you can start diving at 10 years old. You can't qualify to or be certified to dive. So there's the Bubble Maker course, which is for 10-year-olds, and it just takes place in a swimming pool. We can't take them above 2 meters. It's completely safe, and it really, especially if children love the water, like it's just a great experience for them. And if they enjoy that, they can do the SEAL team as well, which just gives them like little missions to do underwater. And that can also be transferred over to their open water when they reach of age. So when they're 12 years old, they can start the junior open water course. So basically you have the confined sessions, which take place in the swimming pool, and you do a number of skills. So the instructor demonstrates first, and then the student does the skills as well. So they've got to basically master the skill, and then you move on to the next one. Once they're confident in the confined skills, we then go to the open water skills. So there's four open water sessions. When they've completed all those skills, they're then certified to dive, and they also have to do like PADI e-learning as well. So they'll do like the theory online, but before they start the course. So it just prepares them, and they know what to expect when they arrive. And if they're really enjoying it and they want to go to further depths, they can take part in the advanced open water. So that's basically, you do like adventure dives, so you can do a night dive speciality, you can do wreck diving, you can do navigation, search and recovery. So there's lots of areas, the areas that you're interested in, you can take those and develop your knowledge further. Continue the education, it goes into the rescue diving. So the rescue diving, I think, is probably one of the most rewarding ones. I think you become a lot more aware of your surroundings. You also do an EFR course as well, so it's very it's great for young children or teenagers.
Amazing, amazing. How do we find you, Chloe?
So you can contact me via WhatsApp on 058 587 0521. Email me, godive@chloebluescubadiving.com, or you can visit my website at www.chloebluescubadiving.com.
So for any young person out there today thinking, I want to work at an organization like Chloe Blue Divers, what do you look for in future talent?
One of the things is languages. So it really helps that they speak quite a few languages, because you get people coming from across the world wanting to dive, especially like having Mandarin or Russian or one of those languages really helps. Specialities, so with PADI you have each, like for an instructor you can specialize in areas. So for example, underwater photography, night diving, wreck diving, so you can specialize in certain areas. So having a lot more certifications under your belt really helps. So those are the two main things I would say.
Thank you so much, Chloe. It's so great speaking to you today. I really appreciate that you've taken time to talk to us today about Chloe Blue Divers. And that brings us to the end of another amazing spotlight. That was Chloe Griffin, the owner of Chloe Blue Divers, based here in Dubai. And they organize scuba diving courses, and they are PADI accredited. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you all at our next DESCareers Digital Spotlight. Thank you.